But in everything that people ship, right, physical product or software, hardware, software, electronics, whatever, you're always having to manage scope, right? And user experience is a funny thing, right? It's hard to quantify. I mean, there's some things that are probably, like if you're a consumer site and you have shopping, you try to figure out how many people are abandoning the shopping cart, try to figure out what's going on, but you at least have some quantified information as to how many people are abandoning the shopping cart as a percentage of whatever at whatever point. But oftentimes you don't have quantified information necessarily, and then you have somebody saying, "Oh, the user experience isn't what it needs to be, so I don't want to ship this. We're not ready to ship it." But then somebody else is saying it needs to go, right? Because we committed to the business XYZ. So have you encountered that, and how have you kind of, balanced or walked through those kinds of discussions or constraints?
If I'm hearing you right, it's like, how do you measure the success of something that's hard to quantify, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's really a challenge because quality is not a metric that you can chase down. And it's a great question because I don't have an answer, but I can tell you that we still struggle with it. I was in a conversation with one of our design VPs recently, and he called that out. He said, how do you measure quality? I mean, there's ways you can send a survey out, after an experience. Was this helpful? Is a great example. We are trying to, in certain areas, trying to see if we can chase down, this of course is skewed towards content design, but comprehension. Like in certain areas like privacy issues and stuff, we want to make sure that our customers not only just click the box, but they understand their privacy concerns. So we have people leaning into ways on which we can track that. There's all kinds of formulas, but in the end, you're really going to be dependent upon hearing from people and then kind of teasing all that out, because you can see patterns, but then also we have to be careful about watching too many people's behavior without their knowledge, just so that we can see that they're, comprehending what they're seeing, kind of thing, or whatever the measure is going to be. But quality is a really tough one to chase down. And I put in the chat that I +1 to Steve's comment about, well, I haven't heard any complaints about it. Oh, that drives me crazy. It drives me crazy because that's not thinking about the customer. That's not thinking about the human experience as they touch your product.